Let us throw this now to our panel featuring noted non-experts, Dean Obeidallah, political comedian and creator of the deansreport.com, Tina Dupuy, who is a syndicated columnist and editor-in-chief of The Contributor, and Lee Camp, comedian and author of the book Moment of Clarity. Thank you all so much for joining me. So, do you guys think Manti Te'o's story is a hoax? And if so, why would he do it?
I think it's a hoax, and I think that the story should not be about Manti Teo. The story should be about Sports Illustrated. I think that this is a media incompetence story. I think that, you know, you can trust, you can admire, you can love, but you also need to verify.
Do you agree, Lee? I mean, is it just shocking that sports journalists have no access to Google when a story like this comes out?
Yeah, it's utterly pathetic. But ironically, though, what pisses me off the most, though, is that when I was in high school, we would lie about being on the football team so that we could touch real live girls. This is a real live football player who had to lie about having a fake girlfriend he couldn't touch.
And yet he said he held hands with her at one point, which is another element that's pretty shady here. Dean, what are your thoughts?
To me, this really makes me appreciate the Lance Armstrong scandal, because at least I understand that one. This one makes no sense to me. That guy did performance-enhancing drugs so he can win sporting events. But in defense of the football player, I've had relationships with various women for years online, Victoria's Secret models, other celebrity women.
Yeah.
You're very close, very intimate.
The last person to do this was Napoleon Dynamite, had like a ripped out piece of paper of a girlfriend.
Know, you're a Muslim, you can get in trouble for that.
What?
Well, let me ask you, is it possible to fall in love online with someone you've never met?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm in love with Nate Silver, and I don't care what you say. I love him, and he loves me. He just doesn't know it yet.
He's not a guy in a chat room. Lee, I mean, we've all heard about this. You know, we talked the other day on the show about how Ireland says the #1 threat to marriage is online relationships happening. I mean, is this as common as it seems to be?
Phantom girlfriends. This is unbelievable.
Anthony Weiner would tell you yes.
Well, this guy, honestly, think about him. He's either the most gullible person, he's a sociopath, he's in on the hoax, or he's a closeted gay man who doesn't want the story out there, so made up a fictitious girlfriend.
I think it's a hybrid of
thing.
all three of those things. I think that's really interesting. I was reading, I was like, this is like a latent homosexual thing. Oh, I have a girlfriend. Oh yeah, she's totally hot. Yeah, we're totally into it. I mean, that's the kind. I mean, that was what I was thinking.
And that has been speculated. And I'm going to touch on that in the commentary later. But I got to move on because another scandal that was found out about this week that could not have happened without software coding. A middle school science teacher in California was fired after the school's students found out she did pornography 7 years ago. Stacey Hallis, her professional name was Tiffany Six, just lost her appeal to get her job back. So, should a former porn actor be allowed to teach middle school students once the students have located her films online?
First off, she's an actor. Like, if we're going to ban porn actors, we should ban all actors from everything. Yes, right. We shouldn't have to eat with them. They should not have to live next door to us. I mean, you too.
Of course.
You know, but if we're going to treat porn actors a certain way, we should treat all actors that way. Well, we should fire all actors.
You know what? If you don't let actors teach in school, the substitute teacher population is going to drop overnight.
That is true.
But is it fair when the people who consume pornography can go to school, can be teachers, but the people who actually produce this entertainment consumed by so many are penalized?
It's not fair. And why should porn actor be the only job that stops you from going on to teaching? Like, what about people that were politicians? You know, some of them are war criminals. They shouldn't be teaching kids either.
Well, I agree. That's true. But Dean,
pornography is legal.
But here's the thing, Dean.
It's not when she was a prostitute. Pornography is legal.
Of course, but we live in a culture now where you can be denied a job if you posted something untoward on your Facebook page 2 years ago.
Well, you could, I used to be a lawyer, but from a legal point of view, you can fire someone for any reason if there's no contract.
Exactly.
And as long as it's not discriminatory. But when I read about the court rulings, that apparently she had lied to cover this up for a while. And that's where the real problem is. It's the lying to cover up.
But she'll have the most interested kids ever. They'll be sitting their eyes the size of dinner plates.
She's going to go back to porn and make a ton of money. Don't feel that bad for her. She'll be fine.
I hope that doesn't happen. It seems like she really doesn't want to go back to it.
That's a hard job.
I think we're looking at at courtesan culture in the 21st century of these women who are admired by men who pay for their work and then despised in the light of day. And it shows we have a long way to go as a species. But here's one more cyber scandal. An American software developer outsourced his own job to China. You've heard about this. He charged companies hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for coding, including Verizon, and paid about 50 grand to his Chinese subcontractors and pretty much spent his entire day looking at cat videos. Is this guy a free market hero in the era of outsourcing, Tina?
Have we verified that they were actual cat videos?
That's apparently what he said.
They're not
That's-
imaginary cat videos.
Or outsourced cat videos.
Right.
They could be Chinese cats.
right. He was actually doing something. He was actually at the gym and paid someone else to watch cat videos.
Yes, he was watching
I'm
Bangladeshi
skeptical.
cat videos. I mean, but is this? He almost got away with it
Genius.
too, and
This
I'm
guy's
sure
a-
that.
come on, is he not a genius? I have a
Well, he's not because he got caught.
well, I
Someone's
have a
getting away with
16-year-old
it.
Chinese kid performing my set tonight, where he's getting $10 and I'm keeping the other 10. So I'm really, he's inspired me. You know what? He's lied to his bosses the same way as the porn star lied. That's where the problem is. But apparently the guy was doing a great job. If you read about it, the Chinese guy he hired was doing a fabulous job.
And he learned from the best. All the CEOs come out and lie to us, and he was just following their lead.
So, Lee, is this guy any different from a corporation that subcontracts out its work to overseas workers?
No, he's just following the path. That's how it should be, right? We all
Corporations
try
are
and
people.
work as little as possible, and corporations are people. It's
But
a
the
great
lesson
point.
here we've learned is corporations are people, but people, you don't get to be corporations. And it seems really unfair. Do you think that this is the tip of the iceberg, Tina? Are we going to see more of these cases popping up?
I really hope so, because I have a lot of work I don't want to do.
I think it's inevitable. Dean Obadala of thedeansreport.com. Where can people see more of you?
deanofcomedy.com or around the city, New York City, performing all over. Next week in Dubai. So.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Lucky
performing there.
you. Let me open for you sometime. Tina Dupuy of The Contributor and Lee Camp of the book, the web series, the podcast, the 90-acre theme park, Moment of Clarity, which I cannot recommend. I love your short videos.
Thank
Brilliant
you.
stuff.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, and thank you all for dropping by.
Thanks, sir.
Do come back. Sorry it was so brief tonight, but fake girlfriends take